How do you cook without a recipe? Most of the time I cook intuitively, so I thought I'd share my process cooking my dinner today. I bought a pork chop on a whim this morning, so that's what I'm building everything around. I learned brining as a technique to keep pork juicy and flavorful. Brine took me to pickle brine, so I wondered if I could use my Sichuanese paocai-brined to marinate the pork. For my previous brine recipes, I know I want at least 6% salt. My paocai-brined is 3% salt, so I add extra salt and some sugar to get the seasoning right. I let that marinate in the fridge for a few hours for food safety. Around dinner, I let the pork come back to room temp to cook evenly. I want something refreshing and acidic to go with the pork. That's a cucumber salad. It's dressed with salt, sugar, MSG, rice vinegar, and sesame oil. While I had my cutting board out, I also prepped ingredients for a simple sauce. Intuitive cooking doesn't mean disregarding technique, it's like building a structure. I can reference different architectural styles, but the foundation still got a hold. Physics always wins. Bone-in pork chop feels Western to me, since larger cuts don't perform best in my wok. Therefore, I'm scoring the fat so it doesn't curl before it goes into a hot skillet. The chop gets a sear on each side, a little basted with garlic and butter, then into the oven to finish. Throughout the process, I'm using as many checks as possible to reassure myself. That's seasoning ratios for the brine, temp checks on the chop, and tried and true flavor combos. For the pan sauce, the technique is sort of French, but we can substitute some Sichuanese ingredients within that framework. I love the Sichuan flavor combination of douban, a fermented fava bean chili paste, with pork. So I start with ginger, garlic, and douban. I add a little shaoxing wine to deglaze, followed by chicken stock. Now I have options to thicken this sauce. Usually pan sauce is mounted with butter, but I'm thickening it with cornstarch slurry. More Chinese technique, so it's not as rich. That's just personal preference. Finally, I slice up that rested pork chop and build my plate for dinner. For me, cooking intuitively is about making lots of little decisions in the right overall direction. This isn't perfect, but it's my answer to